Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there's having a good day. Y'all taking it back to the basics. Today we got a wild mashup of some crazy TikTok conspiracies. You guys ready to get into it? Let's have some fun today. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
And what the fuck you mean they putting curses in the rain sounds while you're sleeping? What are you talking about? I play rain sounds to go to sleep. What do you mean 2 to 3 hours in they're putting whispers and some demonic shit in our rain sounds, bro?
The heck?
Yeah, he's freaking out because literally we was just as...
playing that for me.
Oh my gosh.
So the first one we just spoke about, the emotional vampire. The second one is called a sanguinarian. Now, sanguinarians do have the legal right in the state of Louisiana to consume human blood. Now, it is done in a consensual fashion. All testing is done prior to any bloodletting. But there's a group here in New Orleans called NOVA, the New Orleans Vampire Association. And they get together and share blood with one another. Probably about 350 to 500 members of this organization here in town. Now, this organization was founded by a woman by the name of Marita Voivod Crandall. Now, Marita Crandall states...
Why did they lose all the videotapes of
that weird?
Of the moon landing?
Isn't that weird?
Are you back to not believing in the moon landing? I know there's a few years there you didn't believe in it.
Well, I was always like, I said like my latest, and I was kind of like at, 70-30, where there's like 70%, yeah, okay, maybe, but 30%, like, there's a lot of weird stuff that makes no sense.
Like what, for example?
Like,
what about the Van Allen radiation belt?
That's not a big issue, I think. That's not too big of an issue, I think.
Yeah.
I think, like, you get some radiation.
Because there was a time in your life where you were really adamant that
about the Van Allen radiation belt.
There was a time in your life where you were pretty adamant that
I was like, there's
way,
radiation and you're going to die.
Yeah, there's no way we could go to the moon.
Now I think there's radiation and you're going to die later.
Okay.
You can only be born one time.
Right, I get that.
While y'all celebrating birthdays, 35 birthday, Donald Trump, 78 birthday, he ain't motherfucking 78 birthday. Can't be born 78 damn times. You can only come out of the womb one time. And then
It's like anniversary,
you
right?
gonna live. And who the hell said you was a month old when you came out the womb? From my understanding, you start your month that trimester. And when you go on a doctor's appointment, they tell your wife, hey,
I always wondered
she's
that.
3 months pregnant. So the hell, when an 8-month pregnant baby that was 8 months, 2 weeks old, go back to 1 day. Because they been lying. They been lying.
I get it.
They took,
I think she's
watch
ready to go.
this. No, she not.
No? Okay.
She ready
Just
to
ready.
go. Why?
That was a bar.
Because they took
I like that one.
9 months from you.
Mm.
And then they said 1, 2, 3, 4. Every month, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many numbers you got in your social, brother?
Got 9.
So I'm walking through this random path that is nowhere near anything, and I just come upon this random pile of smashed up VHSs, and there's a few vinyl records, but like, this is nowhere near any of the houses.
I mentioned many times that human water consumption limits AI's potential.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. Y'all see that video where them guys said they walked from India to Mexico? Okay, I did my research and I took a deep dive. And what I found out was, man, we just don't know in America because there's some type of treaty that's been signed where no one's supposed to tell us from the other countries or talk about it in social media. But if you deep dive, man, there's all kind of trail walks and everything connecting every single country, every single continent to each other in the world. We are not separated by oceans.
We're back in beautiful Los Angeles, California.
Beautiful?
I actually... Can I roll through here? The dogs are cool? Okay.
Beautiful, but you gotta ask permission.
Thank you, brother.
And go down a public alley.
Holy sh**, this is crazy.
It's a damn shame.
Whoa. Okay.
This is a shame, y'all. This is Los Angeles.
That is nuts, bro. We're not even, I don't even know what to say. Okay. Speechless yet again in the beautiful city of downtown LA. Bro, that has got to be one of the craziest alleys in the city right now. That's like in the middle of a big residential area. I mean, the surrounding part of this, not too clean either. Case in point, tinted windows, your car's getting broken into right here. That's like the new law in LA. If you street park and you have tinted windows, if they see something in that car, your window's as good as gone. You will get broken into. It's just a matter of fact at this point. Kind of crazy. Anyways, folks,
We have a slight problem out here in Las Vegas. That intake used to take water all the way down to Las Vegas. By now, it's about 10 feet out of the water, and the water's projected to go down 20 feet even further. So we are going to see the lowest levels in history coming up. All the Southwest states have a massive drought happening. Water is disappearing every day, and I'm not sure what we're going to do or how long these lakes up here on the Colorado River are going to last without getting in some real trouble. But yeah, that's an intake. That's Adrian Jr. up there. It looks tiny compared to that intake because it's massive. We're going to be doing updates on our YouTube channel. Check it out, Sin City Outdoors. Every 2 weeks, we're going to come out here, vlog out what's happening, see how fast the water level is going down. And it's not to scare anybody, it's just to let you know that water is getting more scarce. And the further the water goes down, the harder it is to make electricity from these dams. So your electrical bills might skyrocket pretty soon. So
They already did, right? But we got a clip coming up of Colorado where I'm guessing they get a lot of rain because it's so green over there. But I'm out here in Arizona, y'all. It's monsoon season, peak monsoon. We never really got rain, but like it's rained once and it was sprinkling so far. I've been here. Like El Paso is getting flooded with rain, y'all, and it's just it's dry out here, very dry.
we have something that's going to affect you. Keep an eye out, watch our videos. We appreciate you, and we'll see you outdoors.
Abundance, but you will have no freedom, you will have no agency, it will be a perfect surveillance state, there will be no privacy. And that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get great comfort, but you will have, there will be nothing left in the world for you to really do, nothing that really matters. You'll just kind of live at the service of the AI giving you material wealth.
Do you realize they just tested all of America to see if there would be a revolution? They literally said, okay, we're all pedophiles. We've been stealing all of your tax dollars and sending it to a genocidal regime. Look, in 4K, go ahead and look at this. We're going to rebuild on their bones and then enslave you with technology and AI. And the American people literally did fucking nothing. So what comes next, you're complicit in. That's the reality, that our publicly elected officials and the American people are complicit in what happens next because we have done nothing. It's that simple.
Dr. Fauci, you admitted in your own diary that COVID was nothing more than a flu. Do you regret shutting the world down? Are you ever going to admit that you killed millions of people through your poison shots? When are you going to take responsibility for your mishandling of COVID? When are you going to take responsibility for your mishandling of COVID, Dr. Fauci?
Like he wrote Dear Diary, right? Writing his dirt in a diary, which is weird, but they shut the country down. They shut the world down. But let's just talk about the country. We're still so-called suffering from that now. Dealing with this inflation and all that is because of that, they say. And nothing, y'all. Nothing. He just said it was just common flu.
The United States is 250 years old. The way we live is all made up. The 18 years of government-funded schooling, the indoctrination, the programming, the 4-year university, crippling debt, 30-year mortgage, credit scores, work for a corporation your entire life with just a week off or 2 weeks off or whatever you can afford just to be able to go on a vacation that you really can't even afford. You still have to put it on credit card because you don't even have the cash out of pocket to pay for it. Everything is made up. This way of life, this American society that we live in, they have designed this for us. The United States is 250 years old. Do you really think this is how it's supposed to be? We don't have to keep playing this game. We can change. We can evolve.
You're gonna sit here and tell me the fucking country's going great while the president of the United States kids are buying private islands with bunkers? Must be going great.
That's probably not a good sign then, right?
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they got some insider information. They won't even stand up for what they believe in, man. Like, look at the shit that's happening.
In this short video, I can prove to you that everything in the society is inverted, backwards. And of course, it's not by accident. All of this is on purpose. It's in our language. If you already know this, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. This is for those who don't know about it yet, or who are just generally interested. The etymological meaning of words is usually inverted. For example, the word nice. It is completely backwards. It literally means to not know. Nice, necious is the etymological root of the word nice. It means unknowing, so ignorant and unaware, not, and then the word skyer, it means to know, it leads to the word science. Anyway, so everyone in society is going around, don't know things. When they say have a nice day, they're saying don't know things. And when you say, oh, that guy's a really nice guy, you're saying that guy doesn't know things. Yes, this is not arbitrary. Words have meaning when you say them. Words are spells. We know this, okay? All right, that's all I wanted to brush over was this. It just, wow, that's incredible.
On the population portion, like, why do you think they don't want us to have kids?
Because family's wealth. Family is like, that's what you and Tucker talked about that I thought was so beautiful. When Tucker was like, the big lie is that there's a power above them. Like the narcissist is like, I'm the most powerful. So anything above them, like any father would do more for his wife and child than the banker, right? And so that purpose is so threatening to people that want you alone, addicted, your head swimming with lies, because then you'll do whatever. And it's like, I've never been a control guy. I'm like an improv guy. I like to see where things go. Control guys, it's a nightmare. It's a Tower of Babel. Every brick is like a life, because you can't keep all the lies going. Every lie needs to be maintained forever. You can't just let the lies roll. You have to like constantly, like Helen Keller. They lay out the gas of Helen Keller for 5 years. It's a joke. She had a British accent. She couldn't hear anything. She's from Alabama. Couldn't hear anything since she was 6 months old. She's like, there's no blindness. I'm like, she's a British actress. Her eyes don't dart around. They said she could fly a plane and she wrote books on eugenics. I'm like, if you can't see and hear, you don't write books. Like you're not speaking. Like some lady's just doing this. Because why? What's the theology behind that? The miracle worker. They want to be gods. They want to be like, no, we made a miracle. We made this retarded lady. But I think she was an actress.
Right. Yeah, I've never really understood the Helen Keller one. Something I want to ask you about, and I think it's kind of a low IQ claim in general.
I think low IQ might be the way to go.
I mean, be worried about no animal chasing us. I mean, it's part of nature.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong? What's wrong with you playing? Listen, you are gonna worry.
Like, I'm saying we're blessed. Like, no. I'm saying if we get stung, if we get ate, if we get bit, that's part of nature. We're just part of the circle.
I don't think you understand. Listen, if it bites you, it's not part of nature. That means you need to get bit, because I was trying to tell you so you understand. The animals don't see with their eyes, right? You got something coming outside of your body that's called an aura. Animals can read that aura. So that's why a lot of times when you get next to an animal, it'll treat you sort of like you are, right? A lot of people say this, and you got to understand it, and it worked very well with cats, right? Cats, snakes, right? Snakes, right? If a snake was to attack you, snakes don't just attack anybody. A snake would never attack me, right? But I'm just keeping it real, because a snake is part of the divine feminine, right? So people don't know this. People don't know what a snake was and why a snake showed up in the Garden of Eden. People don't understand animal, right? Because they call them animal, right? Because when a human acting crazy and losing control, they call them an animal. But that's not acting like an animal. An animal never loses control, right? Listen, we can see the animal's consciousness, so I wonder who watching ours.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on with the golden juices, and I'm so sorry if I've alarmed everybody. People have told me to be careful, don't be pushed off of the freeway. Yeah, on me. It's not fair. It's not even fair. Times are really tough right now, and I'm just gonna find my next Mask, because I don't want any problems around here.
Guys, please tell me you heard what I just heard in that clip. You know exactly what I am talking about. I'm sure the comment section will help. But if you want a clue, my real name's Isaac and I wear a cap. Let's just put it that way. And then there's the reference to this juice. I mean, I have a very good idea what she's talking about here. And I've even done a video on this previously. You can go on my profile, scroll a little bit back, it was recent, and have a look at it yourself. It's fair to say there's some very strange things going on in Tinseltown.
They just found out who put the teddy bear made out of human skin at the bus stop in California. And trust me, the truth is stranger than the headlines. So last week in Vectorville, California, someone spotted this crazy looking teddy bear at a bus stop. Upon a closer look, they saw that the teddy bear looked like it was made out of human skin. Something straight out of a horror movie. Cops showed up, shut down the whole area, and they called the coroner. And the internet went wild thinking it was some type of crazy crime scene. The bear turned out to be a hyper-realistic prop made by an artist named Robert Kelly that goes by Darkseed Creations on Facebook. He specializes in these ultra creepy latex sculptures that look and feel like real human flesh. Dude makes all sorts of creepy stuff, and you can buy it on Etsy if you're into that kind of stuff. Robert Kelly himself spoke out about it. He said, yes, I made that bear. Yes, it shipped to a Vectorville customer last week. And no, I was not a part of that prank. He was just running his art business and had no idea it would blow up like this. Police did track down who left it at the bus stop. They ended up arresting a 23-year-old named Hector Villanueva, charging him with causing false emergency and planting fake evidence. The sheriff says these pranks burn up real emergency sources and can delay help for people who actually need it. So what would you do if you saw a teddy bear that looked like it was made from human skin at a bus stop? If that was me finding this, I would surely have to change my pants.
Y'all, this is full proof of how today they are brainwashing and grooming our kids.
Well, my heart says that the way I feel most myself is to go by the name Fred. That's because I'm non-binary, and Fred is the name that fits me best. And I also use they and them, because calling me a she or a he doesn't feel right to me.
Oh, I didn't know that. No wonder you've been struggling. How could you lead the herd without being yourself? Oh, I'm sorry I used the wrong name and pronouns. Thank you for showing me your
Times
heart.
have changed.
Now, there is really no real businesses that go on with Jay-Z and LeBron. And the only way you can get successful is being controlled. That's the only way. I have not seen a billionaire need to throw up hand signals. I never seen a successful athlete needing to throw up different hand symbols before a game, homage to somebody who's predicted to lose in the scriptures. So I can understand why he will call him his big brother, because you're saying that you are yoked. It already sets Jay-Z back a little bit, because this is like the umpteenth time that I'm hearing him around 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds or teenagers. So him saying that he's been his big brother since 16 sounds like what P. Diddy was to Usher.
Or Justin Bieber.
Or Justin Bieber.
Hold on, Mr. Larry Johnson. You used to do that same touchdown celebration. You did the same thing. Every touchdown he threw that up. Right? He used to play on the Chiefs, running back, right? Every touchdown he threw that up. So why did you throw it up? Because LeBron's throwing it up for the same reason you're throwing it up. You threw it up. And now you're exposing everything. But let's tell us why you threw it up. Is that what he's saying? That's what they did to him, pretty much? People forget where they come from.
The blue house is on the right.
No, the one with the skeleton on it.
Yeah, no, not that skeleton, the other skeleton. I mean, look, this is crazy.
Like
dude.
the
I think we're in a movie. This is like Truman Show or something.
Truman Show, yeah, that's what I was looking for. I mean, that's how Arizona neighborhoods look too. They're all the same. Same landscape, same trees, same bushes outside.
And look, there's more down this street. Look.
That's how they're building them now.
What the fuck? And then look, it just goes. There's a whole other fucking line of them on the other side of those that are just.
Garage, though. I need a garage.
No, this doesn't make any sense. This is. The crazy part is we've been driving through this neighborhood for an hour and we can't get out. But wait, there's more. Oh my god. This is.
It's like mass production.
This is sickening. Look up here. It starts again.
I mean, they got big yards.
Oh my God. It starts again.
This is a flock camera, one of about 100,000 installed across the United States to watch over you and keep you safe. But there are criminals among us who believe that these violate their privacy and human rights. These hooligans are going out and purchasing battery-operated reciprocating saws like this one and 6-inch Diablo steel demon blades, knowing it's more efficient and quieter than angle grinders. They go out dressed in non-identifying disposable clothing, including work gloves and full face coverage so as to not display the color of their skin, their eyes, their hair color, or their tattoos. Of course, these people are careful, so they make purchases in cash and keep no receipts. In preparation of their illicit activities, these vile individuals use dflock.org to pick a target and plan a route that avoids camera detection. With all phones, smartwatches, and geolocating devices left at home, these villains know if they're not caught in the act, they'll get away scot-free. I've set up a demonstration on my private property to show you just how efficient the lunatics have become. With their saw wrapped in a trash bag, they approach from behind the camera's line of sight and tear right through this black aluminum alloy post. Hopefully Flock has secured the cameras a little better so they don't get a personal injury lawsuit. Once these degenerates have destroyed the post, they go for the camera too. Even the solar panel. They're thorough in their destruction to ensure maximum monetary loss, and they always leave the remnants behind as a visceral message to all. After this, the cold-hearted anarchist makes their predetermined getaway, casually yet swift. By adhering to this specific set of principles, this wild subculture of flock hunters ensures that their MO is always the same. The modus operandi never changes. That way, if one of their members is picked up by law enforcement, they will face one charge of vandalism, but tying them to any previous or subsequent acts of destruction will be nearly impossible for the prosecutor. Some say flock hunters are domestic terrorists, others true patriots protecting our rights, our freedom, and our future. As for me, well, I'm just an unbiased, independent journalist.
I feel like I should not be posting that. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble, but we're going to take a gamble, y'all, for entertainment purposes only.
Story that this guy dies, right? And God comes to him and he says, all right, look, buddy, I'm going to take you to hell for 3 days and I'm going to take you to heaven for 3 days. And after that, I'm going to let you choose where you want to go. And he takes him to hell and all these bad bitches are down there partying, everybody drinking.
In hell?
Yeah, yeah. And everybody just chilling, having it's like a big old beach party.
Okay.
And he's in hell and he's partying for 3 fucking days, partying hard, right?
Yeah.
Going crazy. And God pick him up out of hell. He said, all right, you ready? We're going to go to heaven. He's like, all right, come on, let's go. So he take him to heaven. He's in heaven for 3 days. And, you know, he chilled and everybody was peaceful. Everybody was chilling, happy, loving. And everything in heaven was swaying in the melody as if everything was singing a song for God in heaven.
Uh-huh.
And then he takes him out of heaven. You know, he'd been there for 3 days. And he said, all right, man, I did you 3 days here, 3 days there. Where you want to go? He said, man, I want to go to hell.
What?
Let's go. Let's go to hell. He said, all right, bet. And he take him there and everybody burning and on fire.
Yeah.
Everybody fucked up. Everybody dicks falling off. Bitches are all rotting. At parties, liquor was poison. And he was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What is this? I thought we was partying. And he said, man, the devil make it look good. Yeah. Devil make it look real
They be
good.
masking shit.
Devil is the master of disguise. He can, deception. He can mimic. He can never create. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And that right there fooled him, got his ass. That's why you gotta be mentally prepared for a spiritual warfare.
And he said, because we have to take your essence out of you and put you in another body. And she goes and she looks to her side and she sees a whole row of bodies that look just like her. And she looks back and says, what is that? He says, we've been cloning you since you've been born. He said, we have to take your soul and put it in another body. And she goes, why?
That's frightening. That's absolutely frightening that they could take a body, clone it, and take your soul. Now, remember, Bob Lazar had talked about that we're nothing more than containers for our souls.
Did I tell you about this? 15-year-old kid found a Mayan temple using the stars as a map. Then all these scientists go and start doing what he did. And they're finding everything. They're using LiDAR now. And they end up uncovering like 1,500 more temples across it's the quickest.
Real quick, it sounds like those scientists are using a whole bunch of taxpayer dollars, right? LiDAR, all these things. This little kid was on Google Earth looking at the stars, figuring it out, right? Paying $70 a month for internet, figured it out. Now they got to come LiDARs, private jet flying over it. Taxpayer dollars, y'all. That's our money. They don't need to do that.
They've ever found that many temples hidden under brush and the rainforests and all that stuff.
It is kind of crazy, dude, how mainstream how unpopular Trump is. Because I'll go to places like I'm in Florida, I met a Texas guy, like when we're talking about like hardcore Republicans, and even these guys are like, I can't do anymore with Trump. I feel betrayed. And like Trump,
Crazy,
to me, everyone's like I was talking to this like really wealthy guy about like Iran. And he was like, it, whatever, I don't care. I'm like, dude, you don't care because like you're a multi-millionaire. I was like, dude, you got to think about like every other American in Florida, Texas that are making like, what is the average? Like, I think it's like $50,000-$60,000. So you take somebody making $60,000 and now you add 4% inflation, a metric ton of gas. You're adding thousands of dollars a year to their life. Like you are like crushing families. Like not me and you, we don't give a
No,
gas could be $100 a gallon. We don't give a but it's like the people that voted you, that rallied around you, like you actively just spit in their face for what, dude?
California.
The people that got them in there, y'all, is spitting in their face. Like it's not only the gas, but look at our utilities that are going up, y'all. My utility bill, my electric bill, it's on the refrigerator right now, $400. $400, y'all. I lived in Arizona my whole life. It's never gone close to 200 in this peak summer when it's 115 degrees all day, and that AC is blowing nonstop. Same weather, same same AC unit, probably a little better unit now, right? A more eco-friendly unit, but it's still $400. That's still going up, and that's everything, y'all. And he promised bringing jobs. So all those jobs that he's bringing over here, these data centers, these chip centers that he brought over here, it ain't doing nothing but hurting us. You're going to give people jobs and they're going to make, what, $20 an hour, if that, for those jobs? I can go on and on, y'all. It's still a touchy subject for y'all, so I'll wait. You'll wake up soon.
Medical records once the kids turns 12.
Wicked.
So once
Without
the
the
kid
kid's
turns
advice,
12,
right?
you have to ask your child that you created, that you are legally responsible for, if you can view their medical records. But they're purposely doing that. They're trying to take away the power from the parents because they don't want the kids having a connection with the parents, because they don't want society connected with each other at all, because that's how you strip control. If the wife don't got the connection with the husband don't got the connection with the wife, the kids don't got the connection with the parents.
Division.
The whole community
house
is in disarray and dysfunctional, and everybody's at odds. So that is really the overall plan, and you seeing it generation by generation by generation start to pan out.
And this is one moment. This is what, when I sit here and I say that these higher ups or these people, they think 30 generations down the line. This is might seem minor to y'all right now, but this will in turn be something way bigger. Like you said, when you have the misdirection in the house where they start to feel like they can do whatever they want. This is just a test run right now. But a test run for them to have control and control over, to control the mindset of the children, to keep you disconnected, to take away the power. Because I know they look at statistics now. It's more black men in homes raising their children than it was before in 2026. So now they understand, damn, shit ain't working no more. These niggas is still finding ways to do this. It ain't just about black people. It's about all kids. They looking at it now on a bigger scale, nigga. Y'all think the whole world dislike us, nigga. They dislike the whole community as humans. Nigga, they don't even want you eating lettuce no more. Right. Nigga, come on, bro. Like, niggas starting to get the health trends going. You see more of that online. They like, we got to combat that, nigga.
So rapid diarrhea, don't eat no fruit, no veggies.
Like, what?
There's, you know, we will fall in line to that, y'all. Like, I'm guessing people back in the day with cash, and then they started doing checks. I'm sure people were like, I am not using checks. And then the people with cash and checks, they started doing debit cards. People were like, I ain't using a debit card. But guess what? The next generation, they do. Right? Now we're using Apple Pay. I don't use Apple Pay. Sometimes I do. Like if I forget my wallet, or, you know, I'm ordering something online, I'll use Google Pay. But everyday Gen Zers, they don't even have debit cards. It's all right here, y'all. So that's why I say the chip in the mind, when that day comes, we're just going to fall in line, because they got people 30, 40, 50, 60 generations thinking ahead of us. we're not going to be okay with the chips, but our kids, they're going to be okay because it's just the normal. This is what I always tell you guys. I ain't getting no chip. Well, no, duh, they know that. That's why they're introducing it now. But when we're long gone and we're old in our little retirement, wherever, our younger generations, it's just going to be the normal. And their kids, they're going to get it at birth. That's just what we do.
Pictures of him in a Masonic lodge. You know, so him like doing rituals and all this stuff. This is documented. You can just look this up. So there's a club called Club 33 in Disneyland. Why do you have that?
The highest Mason is the 33rd Mason.
33rd degree.
Yeah, 33rd degree.
So he just chooses that number randomly, and that's a secret club in the French Quarters in Disneyland. Kind of weird. If you look at it, the Freemasons are, you know, very knowledgeable on geometry, sacred geometry. So if you look at Disneyland, this is how it's built. This is how they built it in a year. It's built on sacred geometry. What's the symbol of a Freemason? The compass.
Yeah.
Sacred geometry.
Yeah.
There you go. So he's definitely, and I think he's alive too.
Wait a minute. Walt Disney is alive?
That's what I think.
How is Walt Disney still alive?
So there's a theory that he is in cryogenic stasis, which means he's frozen.
I mean, that's been a theory since I was a little kid. We knew that when we were little, y'all. I did. Like, we used to talk about that like in second grade. Like, that's how known that's been.
I did hear something like that.
You heard about
okay,
it, right?
Okay.
So if you're looking up Walt Disney Frozen, what do you get today?
The movie.
The movie. Now, why would they do that? To throw you off the beaten path of Walt Disney actually being frozen, because they're saying his head or his body is in cryogenic stasis, and then when he comes back, you know, they can revive him. Because he died, he was a chain smoker, right? So he died from smoking. He couldn't stop. So he was like, okay, put my body in cryogenic stasis, and then in the future,
bring me back.
Bring me back.
The book, The Wizard of Oz, at the pre-height of the Industrial Revolution. Pre-height of the Industrial Revolution. As a way to teach his children the power of individualism and thinking for oneself in a world that would increasingly begin to speak for you. That right there stopped me. So off they go on the yellow brick road. So we know the story there where the Wicked Witch comes along and puts them all to sleep. And the Wicked Witch in the political allegory is a representation of industry that doesn't want you to find out. So they get put to sleep in the poppy fields.
Heads up, AI companies have started buying and destroying rare and antique books at incredible scale. AI companies right now are buying up antique and rare books, ingesting their contents to train their models, and then destroying them at incredible scale, according to new reporting from Futurism. Here's what's happening according to 404 Media. AI companies are bulk buying rare books. Then they scan them through high-speed machines that cut the spines of the books off and then shred the original book. A federal judge has even ruled that this practice is considered fair use, because if you eliminate the original, it means that only one copy of the book remains at a time. Nobody in the pipeline is actively checking whether these books are the last book ever to be on Earth. And so not only are classic books being destroyed, but historical records are. Local histories, self-published memoirs of wars, and more. And it's all happening during this massive AI boom as we speak. So be aware, spread the word, and follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about.
Hey, I just want to let y'all know, right where I'm standing, there should be water. I am in the Rocky Mountain National Park. I am standing in the Colorado River right now. What? 40 million people, 7 states. Because this is where the river starts, right where I'm standing, in the Rocky Mountain National Park, in a state with a drought that doesn't even have priority water rights over a river that starts here. The federal government is going to get its hands on it come December. And you're telling me there's enough of this for 40 million people, 7 states, and the billionaires in their data centers? There ain't enough girl math in the fucking world to make that make sense.
Well played.
This is life. We cannot live without this. We cannot live without this. And the federal government is going to get its hands on this river in December. You want to know why I keep talking about it? Because we cannot live without water. And they don't care about us, and they don't care if we die. This is life. This is life.
Y'all, we are in crazy times right now. Like, we're running out of water. Our president's probably going to get elected for a third term, which has never happened. I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe it has. Fact check me, right? But, like, what is happening right now? What is happening? The guy that created COVID, that said about COVID, just said it was a flu. Epstein crap. Like, it's the end of times, y'all. I get these comments all the time. We're living in the book of Revelations. Always flooded in my comments. Like, there's no coming back from this, y'all. What are they going to magically get water? Is it going to rain and flood, or like is the lake, all these lakes going to come back to regular level? No, it's just going to get worse and worse. And like she said, they don't care about us. They don't. Obviously, they don't. You can see it.
So I guess people didn't think $4.99 was a good price for 4 frozen ice cubes.
I mean, look at this.
Aldi's has now dropped the price to $2.49. Get them while they're hot.
The table belongs to us. Thank you. All right, next one.
Can I? See, we're losing our power, y'all. This is a public meeting.
Yes. I have a right to class. Here, come on, drag me out. Come on, drag me out. No, don't. Please let go of this. I'm just asking. Turn over. Come on, get on your feet.
And what do you think that image does to everybody else? I'm not going to clap. I ain't going to speak now because that's what's going to happen to me, right? Maybe that guy was a plant there. Maybe he was a plant there to keep everybody else in line. Hey, at this time, clap. We're going to take you out, give you a little gift card to Chili's for that, right? We'll give you a little bonus. Maybe he works for the city. And now everyone's going to fall in line and be quiet as a mouse in there. Look at that force they're taking him out with, carrying him like he's a bag of luggage. What do you think that does to regular people's minds? Regular, everyday, tax-paying Americans. What do you think that does to them? You would think they would rise up and be like, this ain't right. Let them stay, right? We fall in line, y'all.
It's not okay. Not okay, guys.
Got the police car already waiting for him. How'd they know he was going to clap? Ready for him. You know what I'm saying? Can't make this stuff up, y'all.
The 7-Eleven theory. Wherever you see a 7-Eleven, there's some base amount of commercial business. And they're very smart, and they locate all over the place wherever there's like the lowest base of acceptable traffic. And if you find properties adjacent to 7-Eleven, there's always an opportunity for additional uses, whether it's a Domino's like we see here or a deli, at the 7-Eleven effect.
And there's this theory that the Kardashians are a multi-generational coven of witches. One of the Kardashians is dating an F1 racer. There was a scandal where she picked up one of the other racers' towels, like sweat towel, and like dabbed her forehead and put it back. And you're not supposed to do that. It's the person's towel. This person, who was apparently a very good racer, did not place in the race. I know it's crazy, but you think about how Kanye went off the rails, and then think about this action she did. She took this towel, dabbed herself, and then the energy of the towel transfer, this person did not place in the race. So is magic real? Are there people who use it?
We give these damn women too much damn power, these Kardashians, y'all. Pretty much look at them as gods. She touches herself and her sweat does this. Quit giving these women so much power. Damn it. They ain't nothing. You know what she did to get there. Her mom filmed it, right?
What's going on, y'all?
They're
So I'm here in
nothing. They're
downtown
scum.
Baltimore, and honestly, I'm absolutely crushed because the Baltimore City Hall is under renovation while I'm here. Bruh, you gotta be kidding me. Of course, I'll still tell you about this story about this old world building. This thing was constructed between 1867 and 1875. So horses and carts, hammers and chisels, yeah, the whole story. And also, this building was designed by a 22-year-old architect. Shut the front door. You kidding me? But I'm still gonna take a look inside even though I can't enjoy the whole pleasure of this fantastic old world building. So y'all, just went inside and I found out it's actually not open to the public. Dude, this is a conspiracy. That they don't want me to see the outside, they don't want me to see the inside. They're hiding something. But you know what? I'm not going to be discouraged. I'm gonna head over to the War Memorial, which is also a sick old world building. Check this out. Maybe I can get in this thing. What are the chances of that? Maybe slim and none?
You can get in that one.
We're gonna try anyways. But of course, it's locked under key. How about that? But I did find this little treasure here. This horse thing is actually mixed with a fish.
Yeah.
As I talked about in my video in Austin, Texas. It's the hippocampus, or as he's called in the Testament of Solomon, the cunopastin, a horse mixed with fish demon. How about that?
Let me show you something that's a total scam, and I'm tired of dealing with it, and I've been dealing with it, and a lot of people have been dealing with it for decades. So the sign on the street says that gas is $3.81, right? Cash. If you don't pay cash, it's $3.91. But I paid with debit. Sign says $3.81.
Yeah.
I paid with debit. Wouldn't that be same as cash?
No, unfortunately for the cash price, it has to be cash.
Why do you guys do that?
That's just a different price. So the cash price is just a lower option, and that because for processing fees. So you don't have any processing fees on cash, so they put it at $3.81, and then the $3.91 is the regular price.
Okay, so you're avoiding what, a processing fee or something?
Yeah, like with cash, it's cheaper for the company to process it. So then with credit cards, they have to do.
Are you the manager here or just
Yeah,
a
I'm
worker?
the manager.
Okay. In your opinion, don't you think it's a little crazy that you guys advertise that and then all of a sudden you pull up here and people have to pay $3.91?
I mean,
not a lot of people carry cash on them, and like the main price here is the reason why people would come to this gas station, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do realize that, but it also does say cash on the sign. So
It's a scam.
Look at this. Look at this.
All of them platinum.
How far do you have to go down before they stop being platinum? Keep going. Keep going.
We're in the 2010s.
We're in the 2010s.
Okay, wait. The first non-platinum one was April 12th, 2019.
Now, that's what I call music. 102 was the first one to not go platinum.
That's right. You know what? That makes sense too. That's because it's around this time. It's like CDs are for sure dead. I mean, here's what's crazy though. Even from 2019 to 2022, if you're an artist and you drop that many albums and they went gold and silver, you would be a gigantic artist.
Yeah. To the fact that now that's what I call music, 113 went silver in 2022 is pure insanity.
That's insanity.
Was pure
Who
insanity.
the fuck are buying these?
See, yeah, who the fuck was buying? Well, what, silver's how many records again?
500 is gold, so silver must be what,
Like
250?
100, even if it's 100,000. Even if it's 1,000 in 2022.
So 1,000 CDs.
1,000 live physical CDs, or maybe you bought the thing online. Because think about this. 2022, Spotify is already a thing.
Yeah.
So you can curate your own music. So these people are like, no, I want to buy these songs in this particular order in 2022.
It's 2026. We have all this technology. We have cameras that can see. We got drones. Why can't we catch this guy if he's real? And I always get the same answer back. And I've already asked several people. They tell me he's interdimensional. He can cloak. He can go into another dimension and hide. There have been prints where they've seen it and they try to track it and the prints just stop.
Like
anywhere.
it disappeared.
So I interviewed Ronnie LeBlanc recently. Big Bigfoot guy. He says he saw one. Him and some other buddies were out. They heard it, then they saw it, and then it kind of disappeared to the point where you can only see hair. And then it flashed by. Oh, before that, he said he saw like an orange orb. It like turned into an orb, dude, and then it flashed by and it was gone. And I was like, wow. So it's kind of making me think that there might be an element to this. There might be they may be able to have the ability to either cloak or transform into some sort of energy type thing, like a ghost, right?
Yeah.
Like you seen orbs.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes form into a shape and then disappear into an orb. Is that what it's doing? I don't know, man.
Notice how the CIA hasn't been in the news at all ever? It's odd. The prosecutor investigating the fisherman boats off the coast of Venezuela being bombed. You know, the civilians that we slaughtered, murdered, bombed, saying that they were drug boats, even though they were clearly fisher boats. Way too many people on board, not enough equipment to haul drugs, not enough room for the drugs. They were clearly marked. They were fishing boats. Like local sources in Venezuela saying, like, yeah, those were fucking fishing boats. Their government saying, like, hey, those were fishing boats. You're killing our civilians. The prosecutor who was investigating that case was just assassinated by a hitman. Yeah. I'm talking pull up in public. Doot, doot. Also, a former IDF soldier who was speaking out against Israel and the IDF has apparently killed himself due to mental health concerns. For shits and giggles, I would just like to say I'm a really good driver and a really good swimmer, and I would never kill myself. I have a very strong sense of self-preservation. Unfortunately.
I think tomorrow's video, it's going to be some TikToks exposing the alphabet boys, the DEA, FBI, CIA, and just the government. And I think we're going to do 1 hour deep dive on all those agencies being exposed, because there's just too much going on. Let me know what you guys think of that. Put a something to do with the police, a badge, a cop, a cross guard, a lifeguard, anything to do with a man in uniform, woman in uniform, and we'll do that reaction tomorrow.
What do they say in 1884 about fat people? How to get less fat. Look what it says. And I inherited this book from my late father-in-law, by the way. If there's one thing that you hang on to, it's books, man. I'm telling you, they don't make them anymore. Everything's going digital. They can rewrite history. Let's have a book on hand, all right? So, fat people, food to reduce their fleshiness. Again, they don't mince words. Speaking of the plan to reduce fat people to a reasonably stout and healthy condition, says, if any reader is growing too fat for comfort, he may possibly find the following suggestions valuable. There are 3 classes of food: the oils, sweets, and starches, the special office of which is to support the animal heat and produce fat, having little or no influence in promoting strength of muscle or endurance. Now, you got to read some of these a few times, like you take some imagination, they word it interestingly, right? If fat people, therefore, would use less fat and more of lean meats, fish, and fowl, less of fine flour and more of whole products of the grains, except the hulls, less of the sweets, particularly in warm weather, and more of the fruit acids in a mild form as in the apple, sleep less and be less indolent, and labor more in the open air, the fat would disappear to a certain extent at least, with no loss of real health. So they're saying, get active, eat less fine sweets and candies, have apples. And notice too, it says about warm weather and cold weather. Like, we are supposed to eat different foods depending on the season, eh? And not just because of like what's in season and what's out of season, but there is also something to be said about food that's trucked in from thousands and thousands of miles away. Some people think the food grown and harvested and raised closest to you has like a totally different energetic effect on you than stuff that's grown, like when we ship in frickin' blueberries from Chile. Not perhaps ideal. Or cows from like Brazil. Like, unless you live there, like, you should try to eat stuff as close to you as possible. Not because of the climate or emissions or anything like that, but because of the energies. I'll tell you more about it in part 2. Comment for more info out of this freaking book, man. 1884. Can you believe that?
I mean, it really is common sense. Quit eating this. Quit overeating at the end of the day, right? There's a doctor that was out there and he ate nothing but Twinkies for like 2 months or whatever, or nothing but McDonald's forever. And he just stayed in a calorie deficit. And all his blood levels got normal. He lost weight. We were just overeating. That's it, y'all. Like, I'm learning, like, you don't have to do keto. You don't have to do carnivore. Like, those are just, every time I've done that, I just binge and gain it all back, y'all. Just focus on your calories. Baby steps, right? Baby steps. Focus on calories. And I'm feeling great.
Right? I actually don't know what happened, but I will say this, bro. When Oliver was on my podcast, I asked him if I could use his song. He said, yeah. I said, is your label going to claim the song? You would need to whitelist the channel. He said, yeah, we'll whitelist the channel. So then we played the song, bro. 4 years passed. Within 2 days, I'm not kidding, within 2 days of him passing, his label claimed that podcast.
That's so fucked.
How fucked is that?
That's probably why everyone is saying the label's behind it too. So
I mean, I'm definitely not helping the narrative, but I'm just telling you.
No, it's terrible. That's just horrible.
Within 48 hours, the first thing that came to your mind is to go back and retroactively claim the fucking podcast. What the fuck?
There's the entertainment industry, everybody.
Bro, it's cooked.
That is so sad.
It's cooked.
Steve has this map up. This is from January 5th, 2024 through July 2026. I want you to watch how many flock cams showed up across America. All right, we got a few. See some bubbles. We're in July 24, some more bubbles. Getting a little hot. Oh, Trump got into office in January and shit went fucking nuts. Look at that, bro. Remember day one in office, the day after fucking the inauguration, he was up on stage with Larry Ellison and Sam Altman and all these technocrats about building the AI state and stuff. We're even a step below AI here. Not to say these things aren't going to be integrating that, but they're putting cameras all over the fucking country. The last administration was censoring people all over the internet. This administration is allowing people to be fucking tracked everywhere.
Listen to what Bob Holly had to reveal about his final conversation with Chris Benoit. Let's stop and take a listen.
Thoughts about the fallout on Chris Benoit? What are your thoughts on the whole tragedy?
It was terrible. It was just a tragic deal and shouldn't have happened. And, people blame it on a lot of stuff, but nobody knows what was going on between Nancy and Chris. You can't blame it on steroids. You can't blame it on drugs. You can't blame it on anything because nobody knows what was going on in that household.
Right.
I talked to Chris that day at 11:30, left the doctor's office, and he called me because I was supposed to go see him that week because I was off. And I was because sometimes, like when I'm off, I'll drive up to Atlanta and we'll have lunch together or whatever.
So you're really close to Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just for something to do, I'd go up there and he'd want to get out of the house. And I didn't go. And he called me and he asked me, he said, why the fuck didn't you come over? I'm like, well, I knew you just got home, and I figured you want to spend some time with Nancy, blah, blah, blah. No, I was waiting for you to call me. We were going to go get something to eat and blah, 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 all that. And it's like, okay, well, next time I'll come over, Chris. And, and he's like, all right. And I said, he said, what have you been doing? Just small talk.
Right.
And then I said, how you and Nancy getting along? Because I knew they weren't getting along that well. He said, she's acting like Hitler. I'm like, oh, okay. And I just kind of laughed it off a little bit because the way he said it, was kind of comical in a sense.
Right.
Nothing comical about what happened. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect to Nancy or anything, but it was, he sounded fine on the phone, and I guess he went home and killed Nancy, I think I was the last person he talked to before he killed her. Well, so I think I was. But.
Say some things that I know could get me in trouble, but nothing makes me more nervous than talking about giants, specifically the Kandahar giant and the giants in Kandahar in general.
Why?
Mainly because when I talk to people who know things, they're very, very nervous when we get to this topic. And some of them will just flat out will not talk about giants in general, but specifically giants in Afghanistan. And some of these guys are high-level guys that worked at the Pentagon, and they'll talk rather freely with me about UFOs. But as soon as we broach this topic, it's like they literally will warn me, be careful with this topic.
What?
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Well, I think that the topic of giants is intermeshed with the occult. That's my personal theory, because nothing else makes sense. Who cares if there's 8-foot tall guys, right? Big deal.
Right. Well, there's 8-foot tall humans, right? We were just talking about that young kid that's a basketball player that's 7'9", right? Yeah. So there's actual giants that are in public.
Right.
That play for the NBA. And
right.
They're out there. You could meet them.
Mm-hmm. But when I say giants, I'm talking about 9 to 12 feet tall. That's 8 to 12 feet tall. I would classify an 8-foot tall person as a giant as well, as long as they don't have gigantism.
He said that I can't prove that nothing died. In fact, I can. Because he never seen nothing die. Every time something died, transform into something else. Energy only transfer, right? A dead body died, What come out of it? Maggots. And listen, even this, they did this study, and the study was done, and everybody watching this know they did the study on human consciousness. Cool, right? Someone was dying. The fact when they died, they got a chance to look at their brain. Look at their brain when they died, and guess what happened? They saw more brain waves in their brain going off, so their brain did something. Something transpired in their brain. So they proved one thing, that the body is just the body. Consciousness is outside of the body. So life itself is outside of the body. Life is never inside the body. Yes, the body can die, but life energy is forever. Jesus said.
I mean, it was very common just to, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time and you look like you got money and they don't recognize you, they think you were the other side. You find a van with eight heads in it. No bodies, just 8 heads.
8 heads.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Very common. But one of the cases before I left, it was 3, I don't say kids, but it maybe like 19-year-old, 20, 21, and they were just mules, but they were in way over their head. They would drive the car from McAllen to Dallas while they were being followed by the cartel. They get to a mall up there, kids stay at the mall, cartel takes the car over to the shop, they open up the clavo, which is the hidden compartment, they remove the dope, fill it with money, seal it back up, give the car back to the kids drive back from Dallas to McAllen being followed by the cartel, just mules. Well, the car showed up and the cartel found out that they were missing well over $100,000. And those 3 kids got kidnapped. And now we're working that one. Well, as we're trying to investigate it and figure out what's going on, calls start coming to the cartel. The 2 guys that received the vehicle from the mules that worked for the cartel, one was a young, newer, upcoming guy, and the other one was an old guy. And what they found out is that because the old guy started blowing money, all of a sudden he's buying a new house, he's buying cars, and they grabbed the young kid first. And he confessed. He said, look, he took the money. He wanted me to take part in it. I said, absolutely not. I'm not betraying you guys. So they let that guy live. The last I heard, the last reports we got is that they were cooking, the old guy. His nickname was El Aguila, the Eagle. He was in a 55. It was either diesel fuel or acid, but a 55-gallon drum, and either his fingers or his entire hands had already been chopped off. And he was being tortured, and they cooked him. They make him human soup, El Guiso.
That's a thing, human soup.
It was then.
And they would eat it?
No, they just turn him and they just liquefy you.
Okay.
Turn you into soup.
Dumbass.
Yeah. Okay, so then by 2005, you joined something called Operation Roadkill.
Yes.
Where you went undercover with the Outlaws Motorcycle Club.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these guys have always had a beef with the Hells Angels.
Yes.
So you're basically signing up to a war.
Especially in the Boston, Massachusetts area, because Boston, north of Boston was Hells Angel territory. Boston South was Outlaws territory. But if you get to Cape Cod, it's Hells Angels territory again. So yeah.
Okay. And you were dealing with the president of the Outlaws, Joe Doggs.
Of that chapter, the Taunton chapter.
Okay. So how did you get into the Outlaws? Because this is a 1%er club, right?
Yes.
This is not just a bunch of, dads riding motorcycle on the weekend.
No, it's top.
Dude, do you know what they did fucking in the Cabora Bassa Delta with their mosquito nets? Why would you? But do you know what I'm talking about at all?
No, what'd they do?
Dude, I'm going to go on a fucking tirade
Please
here.
do.
Okay, so the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation decided that there was too much malaria in Africa, right? Which you and I could probably agree with. Malaria is bad. So what did they do? They gave all of these people living in tribal villages. I've totally pirated your thing. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go on a fucking rant here. They gave all these people living in the Cabora Bassa Delta, which is the breadbasket of the Zambezi Valley, meaning like where more fish are born. It's a nursery for fish, right? Not just there, but this is a good micro example. They gave millions of mosquito nets out to all these people to avoid malaria. Guess what the people who are starving to death did with their mosquito nets?
They fished with them.
They fished with them. Mosquito net has a hole that is so small that a mosquito can't get through. So guess what? These mosquito nets now indiscriminately catch tiny baby fish in areas like Cabora Bassa, where the fish go to breed and reproduce and populate. So now all of a sudden you have thousands and thousands of people that have been handed nets, that have been living one way for hundreds of thousands of years. They don't give a shit about malaria. They have their own way of dealing with malaria. They sit in smoky huts at night. They sleep with a campfire, everything else. Yes, they still get malaria, some of them, but they deal with it their own way. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation come in, hand out millions of mosquito nets, absolutely collapse the entire population of fish that feed millions of people, because these people just take the nets and fish all the baby fish out so that those fish don't grow up to make substantial protein sources. So now these wonderful philanthropists that have given out millions of nets have destroyed an ecosystem, crashed a fish population, and created widespread hunger for people that otherwise had plenty of resources. All because they were trying to help with their mosquito nets.
Oh, God.
It's just like, it's a fucking disaster, dude.
It's like the Western powers that be, I don't know, or do they have good intentions with that? Sure. But they've been dealing with this malaria for hundreds and thousands of years. They're not like us over here that if we get malaria, we're done. Right? They got different, like I've seen clips of this guy saying they go to Papua New Guinea and all that and get their poop to test that their stomach is just so, their bacteria in their stomach is like no other. And they test their poop and stuff. Like, these people have been doing it for hundreds and thousands of years. And here comes Bill Gates. We don't want them to get sick. And look what it does, y'all. Now, do they have good intentions? I don't know. Did they think they were going to make fence or fish nets out of it? I don't know. They should have thought about it. You know what I mean? But
they've taken such a rich and important part of Africa, one of the most abundant freshwater fisheries in the world, and destroyed it because they're helping by handing out mosquito nets.
Wherever you think it could be down here, it could be down here. Now, if I had to come through here at nighttime and deliver this shit, they would have to find somebody else to do it. Because I wouldn't come down here at night. They say I got a truckload of military goods. Got food stored in here that don't go bad in case of emergency. And if I'd have known that, I'd have got me some of that for myself. I still might can get some.
Shit.
That's one of their storage units under here underground. Look at that.
You think we're invited in there? When the floods come, you think they're gonna let us in?
But they got people working in here.
Shit.
So if you got an opening this big inside of a so-called mountain, look what they putting in here. Look at the space.
You think they're gonna let us in there? All these politicians, you guys are gonna probably fight me about in the comments, left and right, y'all. That's what I'm here. I'm in the middle. I call them both out. But they ain't gonna let you in there. As much as you fight for this guy and unsubscribe to people because they said something bad about him, as much as you wear his apparel, as much as you got his bobbleheads, they ain't gonna let you in there at all. And if you try to go through there when the sirens are going off, they're going.
So people living down here. If you can put office space down here, warehouse space, you can live down here. I guarantee you this place was built a long time ago.
And then this is what else he says. This is crazy.
But wait,
he said, yeah, I'm thinking about living in New York, but to travel to Philly, I'm gonna take a 45-minute ride in a helicopter.
Get the fuck out of here.
Come on, man. This is what he says.
Nah. I'm done.
Dude.
I'm done.
I know this fucking movie. I'm telling you. It's the weirdest shit ever.
Yeah, it's called Real Life.
Yeah, at this point. It's a documentary.
At this point. It's a
Yes.
doc.
He said it's but people don't understand. So when it comes to, again, gematria, numerology, all these things that line up, you don't think that they are very aware and very intentional with all this stuff? He wants to win, right? And we're talking about sacrifice and Kobe dying in the helicopter, and his sacrifice and he's saying all these things correlate. He has a boule tattoo.
Watch him give him a ring too.
There you have today's video, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know what to do if you made it this far. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Now, I told you we're going to get back to these. I did. Just because I was doing those other ones doesn't mean we're stopping this. This is the bread and butter, y'all. But you guys got to open your mind a little bit. A lot of you guys loved it. Most of you guys loved it. But there's always those ones. There's always those ones. But we're gonna continue to do these. We're gonna continue to do those. We're gonna do deep dives on one specific topic. We'll have different days, right? We upload 5 days a week here. Try to, at least. So each day will have its own specific. I'll put it down in the description, my schedule, y'all. And you know, Monday will be this, Tuesday will be this, whatever days I upload will be a specific thing, y'all, because we'll probably do 2 of these a week, maybe 2 specific topics a week, and then maybe 1 like deep dive where we watch longer form videos mixed in with TikToks a week, y'all. Because, you know, I got a good break from this. I got a 2-day break from this. And guess what? When I was putting this together yesterday, I was super excited to get in here and do it. But when I've been doing it every single time, like, it gets so repetitive. It doesn't get repetitive for you guys, but me putting it together, it's like on robots. So to switch things up a little bit, it keeps the energy fresh. It keeps me fresh. It gets me excited to do something like this and be able to sit here. Because sometimes I'm like, is this almost over? Like, I just did this yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, I like change, y'all. I've always been that way. I've always been, when I settle in life, God always somehow takes me down to rock bottom. So I made a promise to myself the last time I was there. I will never settle in life. I'll always do something to get better, to do change and all that. So, you know, maybe you guys got to get in this, you know, learn how to grow and change a little bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, if you guys want to see what I talked about earlier in the video, put that emoji down below and we'll get that going tomorrow. We'll expose these alphabet boys because they do a lot of shady stuff, y'all. A lot of shady stuff. So I think that'll be a fun video to put together. But anyways, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. My most recent upload is going to pop up over here. We did a little deep dive on giants and all that. And then over here, I'm going to throw my playlist up for you guys so you guys can go down that rabbit hole. I'll see you guys on the next one tomorrow. Later.